Hey Queens, today's Marine again. I'll be making another video for you guys today about me talking about how I became a hairstylist and esthetician. So, this is gonna be awkward and stuff like that to talk about, but this is just life. How my journey was when I became a hairstylist and an esthetician. So, I was in, I think I was 5 years old or something like that. I was playing with people's hair, like combing their hair, brushing their hair, making sure like they were looking pretty. Like I used to play with my aunt's hair and my mom's hair all the time and stuff like that. So I would be doing their hair and stuff like that when I was 5 years old and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so I'm like in middle school. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do hair or not. So when I was in middle school, I didn't care really like what I was doing and stuff like that. But when I hit high school, when I hit grade 9, I was like, okay, let me take courses that they recommended for me and stuff like that. So then after I said, okay, I hit grade 10, and I said, okay, I want to become a hairstylist and esthetician. So I was like, okay, so I was doing my mom's hair, practicing on my mom's hair all the time, coloring it, styling it, doing other things and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna become a hairstylist and esthetician. That's what I really wanted to do and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so let's see what's gonna happen, let's see what's gonna go on and stuff like that. So, grade 10, I went into hairstyling. I went into the course. I was shy. I was like a nervous person. I was a nervous wreck and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me see if I'm comfortable and I like doing this kind of stuff. So then after it got me like exploring and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So I liked it. I liked how the program was. I liked what I learned. I liked everything that I was learning. I was learning like different things and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so I like my course. So then after I was like, okay, so I'm gonna ask my counselor if I can do like art. So in grade 11, I started doing art, and I started drawing and doing other things, and like I loved it. I liked like drawings and doing pictures and stuff like that in grade 11. So I took art in grade 11, plus I had hairstyling. I did grade 11 hairstyling in my school. It was pretty good. I had fun. I liked the teacher. The teacher was the best. You can talk to her. She's like open and everything. She was like the greatest like teacher ever that I had in high school, and she used to make our days like fun and stuff like that. Like I can like in grade 11 we would have like events and stuff like that, or we will have like parties and stuff like that, or holidays that will come. So like Halloween, she would teach us like special effects makeup, and I loved special effects makeup, and it was like I loved making myself look like zombies and look like princesses and look like other characters, like other people, and we used to like change all the time like our faces and stuff like that. So we used to do like all different kind of things, and it was like so good. But most of the time we would do like each other's hair, like curl it, style it, color it, treat it. We would do like all different kind of things. Like it was my favorite and stuff like that. Then when I hit grade 11, I was taking art and hairstyling, plus I was taking baking also, because I like to bake and cook and stuff like that, because that's like hands-on skills. So I was more of a hands-on type of person in high school and stuff like that. So I liked all that kind of stuff. Then when I hit grade 12, this was my last year of high school, so I was like, okay, so what's gonna happen? Let's see what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna bring us and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my courses that I need to take to graduate. So I took my courses that I need to graduate, and then after I said I'm gonna take my hairstyling still, and I wanted to take my cooking and I wanted to take my art still. So I took it all. So then after I was like, okay, I'm going to become an artist when I grow up, and I'm going to start drawing and doing pictures and paintings and stuff like that. That's my career, what I want to do. That's my like path that I want to do. So then after I was like, okay, so let's try and see how I feel in high school about art. So when I got to grade 12, I was like hit and miss. So it was like the beginning of grade 12, I took art, I loved it, and then after when I was like at home trying to do art and stuff like that, I loved it. But then after when I was like, okay, are you sure you want to choose this? Are you sure you want to have a career to do this? So I was like questioning myself and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so let's see what I want to do and what I want to become and stuff like that. I don't want to be like like going out of high school and not doing anything and work for like 2 years and then after go to college and then pay for all this college and then not have a job. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna put my mind for baking. So I wanted to do a culinary chef and baking and stuff like that for my career. But I was like, I don't know a lot about math. Math is not my strongest subject. Reading is not my strongest subject also. So I was like, okay, that path is not going to work for me either. So then after I took business courses, I was like, okay, business courses I want to do business courses. I want to see what kind of stuff there is. And I was like, oh, it involves math. It involves a lot of like calculating and putting other things together. So I was like, yeah, I didn't like that. So I dropped my academic course, like my upgraded course that I had. I dropped that. I said I don't want to take that no more. So then after I said I want to do something like in science or something like that. So I took science and I was like, I didn't like it. I liked it. I learned a lot of things, learned a lot of like stuff about science and stuff like this. And I took also history and geometry. And I took history and geometry, and I didn't like that either. I didn't like the history, I didn't like geometry. So I took a lot of courses in high school in grade 12 because I was trying to find my path and my career of what I wanted to do. Then after when I sat down with my with my teacher for hairstyling, and I said to her, I decided what I wanted to do. I decided what I liked. I'm comfortable. I want to become a hairstylist and esthetician. Is there any schools and stuff like that you can recommend? So she was like, look for schools that are close by to you. Look for schools that are nearby so you don't have to go far. I know you want to stay with your parents because you like your parents so much. So I was like, okay. So I looked for a school close by, and the only school that I found is Marca College. That's the only school that I found that was close by. There was Humber, there was Sheridan College, there was other colleges out there that I could have went to and took hairstyling because now they offer that. But I didn't want to wait, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go to a private school that does hairstyling and esthetician. So it was close by to my house. It was like a 45-minute walk to there. But my dad used to drive me every morning. I attended all my classes and everything. I loved it so much. Like, it was like the most best thing ever. Like, I was like, oh, I'm learning hair. I'm learning how to do hair. I'm learning more things, techniques and stuff like that. So I loved it. It was like my favorite. So I used to always like catch up on my hours and stuff like that because I was behind a little bit because I missed a couple of days and stuff like that. So I loved it. So they had like people that needed to catch up, they could have stayed. If they needed people to help them in the afternoon. If they needed people to stay and do hair for people because they would not have a lot of students and stuff like that always in the afternoons. So I used to stay and used to help the teacher and stuff like that and help the teacher close and stuff like that because I loved it. It was the best. And she would like teach us different techniques, styles, updos. We used to get like clients that wanted crazy colors and stuff. So I was like so happy and so excited. But my esthetician career was like, I went for esthetician and I knew stuff when I was like going into that courses and stuff like that, I learned how to do like makeup. I learned how to do like skincare routines and like skincare and stuff like that. I learned how to do like taking care of the body, massages and stuff like that. So I learned a lot through college. So then after college, I was like, okay, so I'm finished my college. I'm gonna proceed with my hairstyling career, not esthetician. So then after I proceed with my hairstyling career, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work and find a job as a hairstylist. So I kept going back to my college when I had clients, doing my clients at that college, letting them pay whatever amount that they say at the front desk, because I didn't want money and stuff like that. That time, whatever tip they used to give me like a $20 tip or like a $30 tip and stuff like that. But I wouldn't take it. I would just tell them to keep it sometimes. So I would take it and use it for like my drinks to buy and food for school, college and stuff like that. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to work and see where I can find to work. So I called so many places. I went to one place near my house that's like an hour bus, not an hour bus ride, it's like a 30-minute bus ride, but it's an hour to walk from my house. So I went there, I applied, and I gave in my application, and I went there. I did my first test, because most places don't test you. They just check your skills and ability for a week in the salon, what you can do with their clients and stuff like that. But this one was like particular. They were like, okay, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So they said to me, let's get a client, do their hair, cut their hair, style it and everything, and see how it goes. So I brought my dad there to do a men's haircut, because they wanted me to do a men's haircut. I didn't pass that test for them, so they were like, you're not comfortable of what you're doing. And then I was like, okay, I just got out of college and I remember everything, so I did what I learned and stuff like that, but I wasn't comfortable with their tools that I used. I'm not known for using different tools. I only used these tools in college that I used. So I wanted to bring mine, but they wouldn't allow me. So I said, okay, so I'll use theirs. So I was trying to get comfortable with theirs, but it didn't work for me. So I wanted to use mine. So I brought mine in after, and they said, try yours. I used mine and tried mine. They said it was decent, the haircut that I did. But I brought my cousin in also to do her hair, because she just wanted a straight cut. So I gave a straight cut, and I just layered it a little bit or done whatever. And then they checked it. They said it was good. They said everything was good, but they said that there was like a little bit of pieces of hair that were long, that you could have learned a little bit of different techniques. But they said you will learn that throughout the years when you practice and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So they called me the next day and said, oh, you're not accepted. My boss told me that you are not qualified that much to do stuff like that. So then after I started practicing more of my parents, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn new techniques, new things, new stuff. I do my mom's hair all the time. I cut it, style it, color it, style it, blow dry it, everything I do for her. And it's so good. It's so amazing. I love the hair, how it turns out, even when I color it, because we do the same color, but we change it up a little bit and stuff like that. And I do my dad's hair. I cut it all one length, because that's what he likes to do now and stuff like that. He doesn't want it styled, particular style and stuff like that. And then I was like, okay, so I went back to my college. I was looking again for a job and stuff like that. So then after I found Donatos, they said the secretary called and said, oh, I have a student here that wants to work for you guys. He's a very good student. He knows his colors and stuff like that. So they said that he's pretty much the best student so far, that we found that he was comfortable in what he wanted to do. So I went to Donatos. I worked there for 3 months, almost 4 months it was. So I was working there as an apprenticeship. So I wasn't getting hours. I was just getting paid to learn other people's stuff and techniques and tricks and stuff like that. So I loved it. So I was working there, making money. I loved it. I was helping people wash their hair and stuff like that. Sorry, I got the hiccups. I don't know why. But I loved doing people's hair, washing it, blow drying it, letting them get out quickly, not styling it and stuff like that. So I liked it, but there's rules and stuff like that, and it's hard to follow by some of the rules. But I loved it. I loved cleaning the salon. I loved setting up the salon. I was doing everything. I liked it. I liked working at Donato's. It was good. It taught me valuable lessons and stuff like that, where you have to be always coming on time to work, and always putting your motivations towards other people. So like if I'm having like a bad day, I shouldn't be taking out on other people, or if that person's having a bad day, you should just talk to them, make them laugh and giggle and stuff like that. And then I liked it because you can just dry their hair quickly and let them leave out of the salon, and that's it. That's how easy it was. But sometimes they wanted it styled, like a little bit like a style. So I used to style it a little bit and then let them leave without them noticing. So I regretted that. But I got a phone call to go back to Donato's. It was 3 years ago. I think 4 years ago. 3 years ago it was. But then after my mom told me someone called you and blah, 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 blah. So I said, okay. So I called them back and said, did you guys call me? They said, yeah, we called you, but someone took the opportunity. It was too late. So I said, okay, that's fine. And then after... Bye, queens. I'll be making another video. I'm checking out. Bye.